football, culture, movement. Yes, what's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of FCM. You already know what time it is. Euros edition. Been one of the most exciting tournaments of the Euros for a while. Goals are flying in. Young ballers are turning up. Home nations are not performing really well. Why is it saying I'm through? What's going on with production? I just think that's the pop up. What's going on?
Do you know how I know that threw him off? He said home nation weren't doing well. I'm like, Jonah been cooking. The name threw him.
Home nation is in like the UK. Like, that's home
no,
nation
I get
still.
you, I get you.
But listen, you already know what time it is. It's a late one. If you're familiar with the show, we used to do these late sessions back in the day, but we were in the Bando studios. Now we've got nice settings. Big up Dio. But listen, let's get into it, man. To my right, the man they call the podcasting Pepe. It's the one and only Fuad Kadani in the building. Here, to the left, it's the cult hero himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the boy, Culture Cams. And of course, myself, your host with the most, Maiwa. Let's get into it, man. Obviously, it's not the season, so I have to tweak this script a little bit. But make sure you like, share, subscribe. Algorithm.
Always.
Make sure you're locked into DR Sports over the whole Euros. They've got watch-alongs. There's a lot of stuff going on. We've got a few more shows coming as well, so make sure you lock in. But as is custom around here, listen. If you're supporting a nation in the Euros, and in your first fixture or second fixture, you managed to do what you needed to do, and you collected your points, hold tight the 3-point collectors. Right. You get me? We can't neglect that because it's international season. Hold tight the 3-point collectors. Obviously, you're Dutch, innit?
Come on, baby.
Collecting your thing. You get me? Hold tight the participants as well.
Hey.
And let's get straight to it, man. Hold tight the teams that are just, it's just not DMX thing. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. It's just not working. Let's address it. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's go straight to it. Today, England, 3 Lions. The roar wasn't roaring. There was no bite, there was no pride. A 1-1 draw against Denmark. Whew. Now, there's a lot to discuss. I guess let's start with the performance, right? Cam, from your perspective, obviously, I know you've been active. You've done 2 different watch-alongs in 2 different settings. Big you up, get into the bag. Building communities, you get me? Supporting the people. Culture. Sometimes alcohol, sometimes betting, sometimes chicken wings. You get me? We've got to line our pockets. But still, talk to me. That England performance, like, how did you feel about that?
Bro, honestly, that was truly a pathetic performance, bro. I said it I tweeted it, and that was a pathetic performance. When I say pathetic, I mean, I don't know what England went out to do there. You know what I mean? Offensively, it was poor. Defensively, I want to say it was very poor defensively. Midfield was an absolute shambles. And in the end, it truly felt like a nothing performance. Like, I don't even know what was going on out there. After a while, we made 3-4 changes. It looked disjointed. And then genuinely just looked like a bunch of guys on the pitch who have never met each other, just trying to make anything happen. Overall, that was a performance that I will never remember. You know what I mean? And it's just something that literally every England fan or whatever needs to wash away from their brain, because I genuinely, it was soulless. Players weren't really running. On the ball, it was poor, and it set the tempo. In the first 2-3 minutes, there was about 3-4 passes which was overhit, and players were having to chase it. It was disjointed. Like, every single adjective, every single word that you can use to describe a poor performance, that was England today. And it's funny because I don't walk away from the game saying England should have lost necessarily, because I don't think Denmark were like penetrating like that. But overall, there's no way I can walk away from that game and say England should have won that match. They got what they deserved. And yeah, it's not the end of the world. England's still top of the group. But that's 2 performances now which haven't been impressive. And it's not like England are one of these teams that I can give the winners benefit of the doubt, like France, where it's like, oh, they'll grow into the tournament. Yeah. We'll probably see them in the final. They'll probably win it. What have England done to deserve that type of respect? Fuck all. England done nothing to deserve that type of respect. Quarterfinals, semis, finals. It was a poor performance, and they don't deserve the respect to kind of say maybe they'll grow into this tournament. Now, all that I'm starting to think is that this might be the team that everyone's waiting on a surprise exit. Play like that in the last 16 against anyone who gets through. Play like that against a quarterfinal, against a decent team now.
You're cooked.
Good night. Night. And so it's big questions thing, and we'll get into the individuals and Gareth Southgate. But as a collective, individuals and Gareth Southgate got to hang their head in shame for a performance like that.
But I feel like it always comes back to the same thing, which is Gareth Southgate, in my opinion. And I feel like we're now, 6 years into his tenure, and you still don't know what his imprint on this team is. Like, for me, it still looks like a team that's trying to figure it out. The fact that you're coming into the tournament, trialing Trent in midfield, still thinking Foden is a left winger. It's like still not knowing what your best back line is. For me, it's like that is just an indication of what type of manager it is. And even today, you look at it and you think the first sub you think to change that game is Conor Gallagher. And listen, I like Conor Gallagher. I think he's just another great hard-working midfielder, probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. But guess what? In that type of game, in that type of situation, if that's how you read the game, is this country in trouble? And I think all the time it comes down to that. He's so reactive in his subs. His setup never seems to be like...
Well, can I touch on that point? Well, you just said reactive. No matter what, everyone has their opinions on Gareth Southgate. It could be his selection. It could be this. The worst thing about Gareth Southgate is how long it takes for him to make changes and the decision in his changes.
Yep.
Starting lineup, managers can get starting lineups wrong, whatever. It's the how do you tactically, in the middle of a game, how do you say, I'm going to beat my opposition manager? Yeah. How am I gonna surprise him? It's every single Euros final we saw it. He ended up waiting so long and his substitution was Declan Rice. This time he waited until the 55th minute and his substitution was the same one that he made in the last game of bringing Conor Gallagher on. When the whole nation, pub men, Twitter people, bots, we can all see we need control in this game.
Yep.
You bring on Conor Gallagher, and I don't even want to scapegoat Conor Gallagher today.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but these are the things that you sit there.
It's a tactical decision. It's how you read the game.
He waits too long. He waits that 20 minutes, where you're waiting from 45 to 60 or 60 to 80, where he's just staring in the sky, doing nothing. That's where England lose games. That's where England draw games.
And then what I felt like he tried to do, he tried to almost overcompensate with the triple substitution where
he took off Foden,
Saka to try and almost show like, nah, I can make big ballsy moves.
I've got a spine.
You weren't fooling us, bro.
Alongside
Jude, anybody.
Alongside Jude, those are three people we walked into this tournament saying, you guys are having a good GA. Foden's GA off the roof. Saka's GA off the roof. Spurs he looked all three of them. Yo, that just shows this might be a bad tournament.
Do you know what's bad for me? People, like with England, when I think of any sort of England team, there's sometimes you might get a convincing performance like a 6-2 against Iran and whatnot, but it's always this metric or this notion of growing into the tournament and the result here and whatnot. But as you said, when I look at Spain's performance today, that's grown into the tournament. They are playing football and I'm thinking, wow, there's a lot of upside there.
Yeah.
If you're saying you see upside with England, that's purely because you're thinking of the individual brilliance of each player and thinking, surely they must be able to play higher than this. But if you think about England, it's dread. It's actually dread. You're looking at Denmark's passage of play and you're thinking, how are they able to break lines a lot easier than England are? How are they able to realise that you can play a ball in behind?
Someone said this as well, where they said, yo, Denmark are just better coached than us. And I'm like, but that coach came in 2020. I don't know who is it. 2 years before. Hmoyland.
I thought that's the guy that scored today.
No.
I thought that's the guy that scored.
There's a midfielder, yeah. They're not related either as well, apparently. I checked. I thought it was like a nepotism thing going on. But he's been there less time than Gareth. And you're saying Spain there, the coach has been there less time. There's so many of these other nations that you're looking at and you're seeing they're better coached. And it's not like to say, international coaches have a ton of time to... But Gareth has actually had a ton of time with these to kind of implement something. And what it always seems like he does is whoever's performing at club, I'm going to try and do whatever it is to get that out of you. And it almost seems like he had so many things cooking with so many players. He doesn't know which one to kind of stick with. And you see that kind of lack of ideas, that lack of authority, that lack of execution. It's pathetic, bro.
It's a great point to segue into, because if we're talking about players, it feels like one of the big things is, where do you play Foden, where do you play Bellingham? And in his head, it's like, well, whose system works the best?
Yeah.
What works best? Like Trent, where do you play Trent? Well, he plays really well at right back, but he usually comes into the middle of the field, so I want to put him there. He's trying to pitch so many things together. Don't get me wrong, Gareth Southgate has one of the hardest jobs in football. Like, let's be real. Like, when you've got a talented team, it's very hard to pitch what your 11's going to be. But
why?
Bro,
why?
Let me land.
Deschamps does it.
No, this one.
Deschamps does it, and Deschamps don't care who he upsets.
This is what I was going to say. But you make your job easier by living on your sword and dying by your sword. Saliba only got to start this tournament. Why? Because there was an injury or something. Choose who your men are. Choose how you want to play and stick with it. If you feel like someone has to be the 10, then someone has to be the 10.
But he does that.
You don't shoehorn someone into left wing and that. Play the people you want to play.
But he does that. No, but the thing is, Gareth Southgate, I'll have to go on the opposite side there. Gareth Southgate plays who he wants to play. But the difference is, it's not right. The people that he's trying to play or the positions he's trying to play these guys are in the wrong position. Nobody said that Trent should play in midfield. He wants to play Trent in midfield, and he's doing it.
But why is
he wants to play Foden on the left. It's the nation who are saying, no, hold on, Trent's a right back. Hold on, no, Foden's a 10. It's the nation that's saying it. Gareth Southgate plays what he wants, so I can't agree that you're saying...
It's the why. It's the why.
It's not because of crowd pressure. It's his decision.
I'm not saying pressure. I'm saying, why is he doing that? Why has he thought that Trent is a suitable thing to do in midfield? And it's so based on the performance. It's solely because for some odd reason, when he plays in Liverpool and he comes in and whatnot, he manages to, utilize his position. But that's not how he's used at Liverpool. So you can't use that methodology and be like, okay, I can put him here. Same thing with, okay, you're putting Foden on the left. Foden's best parts today were when he was in the pocket, in the middle.
And that's my thing is, you've known these players long enough to know what should work for them best, what should get the best out of them. And instead, what you get is all the time, he's almost mismatching players. And I'm like, but why is it we're constantly looking at Georgia, we're looking at Romania, and we're looking at these teams like, oh, they're so well coached with lesser ability players. Gareth Southgate is the only manager who we have to look at and say, we'll give you Bellingham, we'll give you Foden, we'll give you Saka, we'll give you Declan Rice. But because you don't have the left wing position really there, I guess it won't work. Nah, bro, make it work, bro. And that's the problem. You've been there now 6 years, and you still don't know how to make this team look fluid. You still don't know how to make this team look competent. Like against Denmark, I'm sorry, but Denmark are a good team. But England should be looking much better than they did today.
Do you know what was really embarrassing today, bro?
Yeah, go on.
After the press conference, he came out and said, we haven't found a player to replace Calvin Phillips. And I said, my good God. I said, yeah, we've reached new lows.
Yeah.
All of the players you mentioned now, let's list from them. Harry Kane, Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Rashford that was whatever, Sterling. All of these players, it's Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips that we've not been able to replace. I said, yeah.
No, but the thing is, the reason why that comment about Calvin Phillips, for me, is one of the worst comments I've seen in his whole time here, or any manager in a long, long time, is because... What's Kobbie Mainoo in the squad for? What's Adam Wharton in the squad for?
Facts.
If you ever, I don't understand, because Calvin Phillips you're basically saying that you want to go with this kind of negative defensive system where you want two basically DMs in the double pivot.
Yep.
That's basically what he's saying. So for me, already, it just shows that even in this tournament, he's going in with a defeatist mentality, and that's why he's bringing on Kobbie. That's why he's bringing on Conor Gallagher as his first sub. Because when you look at it, Kobbie Mainoo, Adam Wharton. These are players. I saw Gary Neville talking about England haven't produced any player that gets the ball off the back four. What has Kobbie Mainoo been doing for Man United all season? What has Adam Wharton been doing for Crystal Palace since he's joined? And if anyone was watching the Championship, seeing what he was doing at Blackburn, these are two players that are absolutely comfortable on the ball, can turn, can pass it, short passes. Not because this country is obsessed with the long pass, bro. Not because you can hit it 60 yards, 70 yards, all of a sudden you're the best passer in the country. No, these are players that actually pass it, want to get it back, can receive it in tight spaces, can turn out. Bro, I don't understand what he's talking about in terms of, for me, that's two upgrades on Calvin Phillips, let alone we haven't replaced Calvin Phillips. So that's one of the worst comments I've seen from him in this whole 6 years that he's been in charge.
In terms of actual defensive midfielders who can break up the game, Declan Rice is right there and shown.
Why do we need two? Why do we need England
two against Denmark?
Okay, today, Rice wasn't great. But I feel like he's been more than capable of filling that position. Yeah, so that is just a nonsensical comment that just sums up Gareth Southgate, in my opinion.
It's spooky, but let's for time's sake, let's go into some like the individual performances. Obviously, Harry Kane got his goal today, took his chance. The one that keeps popping up is the Trent one because he's been subbed off into both games now. Roy Keane said that it's not his fault, it's Southgate's fault.
Yes. You're setting him up for failure. You're literally setting him up for failure. I don't see why this was the time where you felt like, all right, I'm going to give him the number 8 shirt and just stick him in midfield. It wasn't for me. It hasn't worked. And if I see it in the third game, it's like, listen, this is career suicide right there.
Yeah, but if you're looking at any situation where Trent looks bad on the ball, then he's clearly not in the right position. Because the one thing we can say, whether you talk about him defensively, I remember Rooney before the tournament was talking about defensively, he's too poor to play in centre midfield. Whatever you think, Trent is excellent on the football.
Yeah.
But as I've said many, many times, Trent is, for me, a world-class right back.
Facts.
In centre midfield, it's not just how far can you ping a football. When you're playing in centre midfield, it's about the awareness. It's about checking your shoulders. It's about the positional sense.
Yeah.
All these type of things, for me, Trent is lacking in that position. When you get the ball, he's getting caught on the ball. Even sometimes when you're in centre midfield, you got to dribble past one just so you can set yourself.
And he got caught once
he
or
gets
twice trying
caught,
to do that,
and he got caught in the last game. Trent isn't a centre mid. It's disrespectful to centre mids that you think you could just say, grab a right back who can pass, play in centre midfield. It's disrespectful.
Because I was always one of those, because of his passing range, I always thought, I'd like to see that experiment. Maybe not at the tournament, but I think, Trent, I'm sure he can play in the midfield role. But you see the difference in when you're playing a right back, the entire game, you're facing...
It's in front of you.
It's in front of you. You're facing inwards. You're not used to this kind of 360 scan view that you have to have. And that's where you feel like almost sometimes you're just getting caught out and a little bit complacent.
And also, I feel
ball's
like
getting stuck under his feet and
right
stuff.
back, it's one of those positions where you're afforded this luxury. If you were to lose possession, like, you're either losing it in the corner or you're losing it at a place where you can have cover. In the centre mid, that's a quick break. You might be finished. And like, there's a few times today where he tried the pass. Like, some of the passes were great, but he undercut some of the passes and you're just turning over possession too quickly.
The thing is, like, you even see the way Trent is, like the way he is as a football player. Like, when his best strengths, when he gets the ball, he's looking forward straight away. He's either got the option down the line or he's gonna blast it long to Mane or Luis Diaz, whoever you want to say. But the game is in front of him. When you now have to start playing the game, when the game's not in front of you, you're receiving the ball and you're not knowing what's behind you, it takes a different... Everyone talks on Twitter, scans is a real thing. Coaches teach you scan. How many times are you scanning before you receive the ball? These are things that affect that centre midfielders, and even average centre midfielders, by the way. Even people like Jordan Henderson, who everyone disses, he knows how to scan and he knows when he's going to receive the ball. And he's played his whole professional career like playing. There's lines, there's this, he knows it. And if he is playing in the midfield role at Liverpool, he's inverting, he's free, he's actually always the extra man. Now you're in a pivot, it's a completely different ballgame. And people are going to say, other people have done it. Lahm has done it, Kimmich has done it. For me, they were both way better fullbacks, by the way. But they were good, they could do it to a certain extent, but they were way better fullbacks at the same time.
And guess what?
You can't just, it's not easy to do that, bro.
They played the position more consistently as well.
Exactly.
Pep played Lahm the whole season.
It wasn't just a
Kimmich was a midfielder coming through, so it wasn't just like, it was just something in the moment. Kimmich secondary became a right back.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? So it's different. But
so
another one I want to speak on as well, I think Bellingham. Bellingham, especially kind of coming into the tournament, kind of the expectations, I think everyone wanted to see him in the 10. But I thought today was a prime example of, for England anyway, why he shouldn't be playing in that 10. Like, it's just too many times just caught on the ball, ineffective. And the issue he has on top of that is Kane in the first game wasn't dropping deep. Like, he got an instruction to stay up top.
Where you are.
This game he was doing a lot more of the, I'm going to just come deep, pick it up and try play make. Bro, your job for England should be sit in that box, wait for service. Similar like how he got his goal. Something's going to come. That's your moment. It's what you said pre-tournament. We don't need you every single game, but the moment we do, be there. It's like you're almost stepping on Bellingham's toes, dropping this deep. And I feel like Bellingham's not used to... Harry Kane and Bellingham. And I just feel like that tandem there is just not working, in my opinion. And Foden, who we've been saying should be playing in that position, you see in the moments today, when he was doing the gimme ball, because I'm sure he saw Cesc Fabregas' comments. And today was playing with a bit more gimme. But you saw best moments were in the middle all season. He got player of the season in the middle. It's like, why would you not do that? So that's one of those things where I was saying, you've been working with these players long enough to know what their best attributes are. To all of a sudden now be at the tournament, experimenting Bellingham in this 10, experimenting Trent in this 8 role. It's like, you're only shooting yourself in the foot and you've got no one else to blame.
Well, I see it as in, like, Jude Bellingham, the 10 that he plays, listen, at all tournament I've been saying I think he should play 8, all before this and stuff. But it's not even a Phil Foden thing. We were talking about Foden because he's not been good enough as well. But the Jude Bellingham that plays in that position at Real Madrid, which Gareth Southgate is trying to replicate, is a Jude Bellingham that has much better players on the ball behind him, first and foremost. And secondly, you've got Vinny and you've got Rodrigo who split wide.
Yeah.
No, they split wide. So Jude, effectively for Real Madrid, a lot of the time is sometimes a shadow striker, centre forward. Yeah. This Jude Bellingham, as you mentioned, with Harry Kane in there, it's a completely different one. You're going to need to be creative in that role. And I've said it before, I don't look at Jude Bellingham and say, oh, you're a creative player. He's not really like that. You know what I mean? He's going to crash the box. He can score goals. He can dribble in certain situations. But he's not necessarily someone that's just going to create something out of nothing, in my opinion. That's how I see Jude Bellingham. So when you have him and Harry Kane in the same role, it's not ideal. But when I look at Harry Kane, scored today, but for me, listen, this has to be Kane's last tournament for England, in my personal opinion.
Wow.
No, last tournament. Kane is physically, the guy's shot. The guy can't run. The guy's dropping deep. Sometimes he doesn't know what he's doing. Up front, he's getting bullied by centre-halves because he hasn't got that burst of pace that he used to have. Kane will always be a sharp shooter. But in terms of England, Kane is basically England's version of Gigi Buffon, but at Italy, every striker generation, Kane is going to play. Gigi Buffon saw through like 30 keepers.
Whoa.
And at a certain point, you have to say, Kane, either you're going to sit on, sit on you come off the bench. The only problem is England haven't got somebody that's readily made.
Who steps in?
But are you trying to tell me in 2026, England should still be relying on this Harry Kane? Bro, the guy, he's a sharp shooter, but he's physically finished. I love the guy. But I'm sorry, England can't go forward with Harry Kane as their striker in the next 2 years.
Let me ask you.
This has to be his last tournament, bro. Once upon a time, we had to tell Michael Owen, thank you for your services. Shearer, why is Kane immune? Why is Kane immune?
You had Wayne Rooney.
I don't care, bro. I don't care. Well, somebody was spawned out all the time. Who knew Kobe Mainoo and Adam Wharton 3 years ago? We didn't know. Somebody will come. Somebody will come. Somebody will come. You've got to get out of here, bro.
The thing is,
I don't care what you
respect.
I don't care what you're saying. This is 2 years. Come on, man. So you want Kane?
So you want Jude false line, Foden false line?
In 2 years, in the World Cup in 2026, America, you guys still want Harry Kane starting?
What's your solution? I need to know your solution.
I would rather run with a false 9 than rely on Harry Kane in 2026, 100%.
So, but this is my thing, yeah.
Who false 9?
Are we saying, yeah? Before we even get to that, yeah, are we saying that?
Give me anyone.
Oh my gosh, this guy's so mad.
Give me anyone.
Are we saying, yeah, that Harry Kane in the box is still not able to put chances away? Because if you're saying that, then okay, cool, that's a different conversation.
Jude can put chances away in the box. Saka can put chances. What do you mean in the box? What are you doing? I'm talking about what are you doing? Like, as I said, I didn't say Kane's not a sharp shooter. Kane can be a sharp shooter. Yeah. But let's stop acting like Kane performs well for England. He doesn't. No. You men are going to read off his stats to me. No, I don't care about his stats.
Before coming to the tournament, I said that I don't really care.
Play well.
I said before the tournament, I don't care about all of this and that. Score when it's important. Today, the chance came, he put it away.
All right, well, what did he do for the rest of it?
He didn't do anything. But
what did he do? By the way, let's not forget his contribution to their goal. He moved the board. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that.
My issue with England, is I feel like, and I think Fuad was kind of alluding to the point earlier, when I look at the personnel and I think these are good players, these should be good players for England, I start to then think of how they play for their teams and I start to think how they're integrated together. It's just so mismatched. Declan Rice is another one. For Arsenal, the way, hear what I'm saying? The way he performs for Arsenal and then I see my England, I'm like, that's different because maybe the wavelength that everyone else is on at club level is so different. Phil Foden, another one. With Harry Kane, are you telling me that if you had the outlet of your Sterling and your Rashford...
Here we go again.
I'm asking a question.
Here we go again. No, I know what you're going to say.
I'm asking a question.
Every single time,
I'm asking a question.
It's Kane's teammates. In Tottenham, it's Kane's teammates. Bayern, it's Tuchel. It's Bayern teammates. Now we're telling me, we ain't got the squad around Harry Kane.
No.
When are we going to talk about Harry Kane?
For me, I'm saying...
Now we need Raheem Sterling, so Kane can drop deep, do a ping to Rashford and Raheem Sterling. Come on, you guys.
The thing is,
kind of hit. No. Cams. The thing is,
now this talented England squad that we've hyped up is not good enough now for Harry Kane.
I agree with
what do we need to do?
We have the talent squad.
What did I say in the preview?
We have the talent.
When we did the preview, what did I say? I said, are we going to say that with this amazing squad that's been assembled for Kane, he's not going to deliver in the big moments? I said that before.
I agree with you, Cams. But what's the solution?
Bro, stop saying what is the solution.
What's
bro?
the solution?
All right,
I like the run that Watkins made. That run.
Ollie Watkins is there.
The Jude Bellingham pass.
Ollie Watkins is there. He just had one of the most best GA seasons in Europe. I'm not even saying drop Harry Kane right now, but I'm saying let's stop acting like, oh, it's everybody else. Oh, because Kane got a little. Oh, he hasn't got. You man are basically telling me, oh, now he needs a Raheem Sterling. Now he
don't
needs
say this is what you man are telling me. Don't say this. We just spoke about Jude. We just spoke about Trent. Don't try that.
That's what he was alluding to.
That's what he was alluding to.
That's what he was alluding
to. That's
to.
not what I'm alluding to. That's not what I'm alluding to. You're taking my point, man. That's not alluding to. Anyways, because we're going to go off the roads of that. Harry Kane, who else is there that we need to discuss?
There's many, bro. There's
nobody's.
Okay, hold on. Other than the defenders are doing a decent job. They're doing what they need to do, right? The back four, the back five with Trippier. Rice was poor today. Yeah, and to me, when I was looking at him today, I was like, I don't know if he's physically finished because there was a pass that he made to Trent in like 5 minutes into the game, passed it back to him and nearly went off the pitch. I couldn't believe it. And then for me, his body language today wasn't great as well. He seemed like he was frustrated. His head was down. And one thing you at least acknowledge, or what do you say? You've given him with the energy. Yeah, I mean, he's an energy kind of player, and he wasn't providing that today. We've already spoken about Trent. Foden shouldn't be playing wide, but even so, yes, today, okay, he was a little bit better today, but you need some certain impetus as well. You know what I mean? Not once did he really get in behind. Not once did he really dribble. Not really dribble. He was just getting on the turning and shooting, trying to make it happen. Saka today wasn't great. I think his end product was great, but at the same time, what I would say is there were so many times where I feel like the England players could have given the ball to Bukayo Saka, who I see as a Saka, you look at Jack Grealish, right, where he's a retained possession. I look at Saka and I look at Grealish as players that you pass them, they'll keep it safe. Yeah. But the difference with Saka is Saka can take his man on, and he'll score more goals to get more. That's why he's the better player. Yeah. But today, I don't think we're utilising that enough. But to be fair to him, when he did get in certain positions, I think the end product wasn't good enough. Yeah. So I think overall, England today, individually as well, but bro, you listen to what Kane said after the game. You listen to what Kyle Walker. It doesn't seem like these guys know what they're doing out there, bro.
No, they don't.
It doesn't seem like they know what they're doing out there.
And that comes to the manager then, right? Surely.
Yes. This manager's... Listen.
So, I'll tell you what. I've got this question for you guys here. So, you see with Brazil, there'll always be this thing about, the Brazilians play a certain way. Spain, they play a certain way. France is an interesting one. There's like components of what you think French will be. Italians play a certain way. When are we going to get to the point where... Like, don't get me wrong, these players are different, so the style of English football has to change, but isn't this just prehistoric English footballing mentality on the way English play just coming to light? Someone has to eventually change the life of England.
That was the whole point I was making earlier, is Gareth Southgate has been here for 6 years, bro, to do that. Yeah. You've had multiple tournaments where you've had semi-successes to build upon. And I remember, was it the first tournament? It was like the 5 at the back. Okay, I'm going to try and build upon that. By the next tournament, he changed up, and it was like, what is your thing, or are you just kind of going with the flow, what you kind of think works at the moment? And it always just kind of flukily had worked off, because fixtures-wise, it kind of helped him, let's be honest, in the previous tournament.
Big shout.
But you're getting caught out now, and you're getting exposed, I feel like. And this is what we looked at with this generation of players, or this crop of players. We were like, this collection of talents. All season long, we're looking at the records these players are setting, and we're like, wow, we're going to have this collective. But deep down, everybody held their breath back from saying it's coming home, because that dude's in charge. That was always the big... We can't say it yet.
Let me not lie.
And listen, no matter what you do... As long as he's there, I feel like you're not going to go anywhere.
I did a watch along for the first game, and I asked people, is it coming home? And it was dead silent.
Nervous.
And someone asked me, like, why do I think it's not coming home? And I said, well, what's the difference between England in fact, it was when we did the preview. I said, what's the difference between England now and England at the Yardley rooms? You might have got better players, but the thing that made England fall short wasn't necessarily just the players. It was how they were utilised, and again, in-game decision-making to make things happen. That's not changed. So therefore,
90% of the nations now, and if you look at international football now, 90% of the nations are prioritizing possession. Yeah, they're trying to keep the ball. We watched Georgia, we watched Turkey,
Romania.
That was an excellent technical
Romania
show,
the only ones
by the way.
trying to do up 26%.
A lot of teams, like most of the teams are trying to. France are probably the only top nation who don't really prioritize possession. Do you know what I mean? And they still get results. Yeah. England are still in this bubble of like,
what are we doing?
What are they doing? Like, are they trying to possession? Because all right, if on paper, if I look at a team that has Bellingham, Jude and Rice in possession, I'm thinking, oh, you guys are going to be pressing machines then.
Hold on, you said Bellingham, Jude.
Sorry, Jude, no, Rice and Trent.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, you're going to try and press teams off the park then. You know what I mean? Energy, Rice has got legs, Jude has got legs, Trent has got legs to a certain extent. So I'm thinking you're going to try and press them high or whatever. You're not trying to do that. I don't actually know when you look at England. And the thing is, identity with international football isn't that important. It's not really... I feel like a lot of people look at what Spain did in that time. Spain are the only, for me, that I've seen in my life, team that made international football look like club football. Because their players were all from Barcelona, they were from Real Madrid. It was like a unity of just a superstar. So I haven't seen many nations actually look like they're a club team. I still look at nations, you can tell they're international team. They don't play to a certain cohesive way like that. But England's is way on the other level.
But here's the thing, though.
It's way on
for
the
the
other
past
side.
6 years, you've had pretty much the same group of players there, though, in terms of that starting 11. So that's why I'm kind of thinking it could have been that club atmosphere. I think that's the disappointment with Gareth in terms of why have you not been able to create something with that?
The reason why I think it's different, though, is because I feel like, to your point, I feel like, yes, Spanish football felt like club football because of the players, because of the personnel. But I still think like even Nigeria got angry at the foreign coach because said this is not how a Nigerian team should play. At what point are we going to realise that English football, for so long, has been stale football? Remember when they brought in Big Sam and they thought Big Sam was going to be doing... The issue now is, through academies, because of foreign influences and whatnot, the players that are being produced, you look at them and you think, these players are too good to be playing this style of football. And that is the frustration. If England were calling up Jordan Henderson's and all these like other guys and it was ordinary guys, and they played like this, no one would have any qualms. But you look at the personnel, you look at your Sakas, Bellinghams, and you think, how can you have all of these guys, and yet you can't press, and you can't impose yourself, you can't score goals.
The problem is
lower teams. You can't.
The previous tournaments, that's why you overlooked them. You had the Calvin Phillips and the Hendersons. You were playing five at the back. So you didn't mind a bit of ugly football as long as you got there. Sterling, get us there.
Right
you know what I mean?
Right now,
you can't get away with it. You cannot escape anymore.
Do you know something mad? You're finished.
We've seen the evidence, bro. I'm telling you, Gareth.
The first round of fixtures, I think it was the only team that had less shots than England was Scotland, and that tells you everything you need to know about England. The only team in the first round of fixtures, that was an Opta stat as well, so you know they authenticated it. But let's keep moving on, man. We can be here like doing doom and gloom for them. Let's talk about some nations. Like what teams have we?
I want to talk about Germany.
Let's go into it.
The team that I was predicting to win this. You know what I'm saying?
You get me? You get me? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You get me?
But boy, they have set the tone in this tournament, and they did it like first day out. 5-1 licks. Everyone involved. Havertz, I think he got a goal and assist. Fulkrug, come on, could have got 2. Musiala. I think Musiala's been the best player of the tournament so far as well. I'm sure we could talk about more in depth, but wow. It's like, I think we spoke about this tournament coming into it, saying like there's the opportunity for a lot of these young talents who are bubbling. You know, in club football, they're there. They're the guys. But in terms of international, they can make this team their own.
Facts.
The likes of Simmons, the likes of Musiala, the likes of Yamal.
Nico Williams.
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunity. Wirtz's. And to actually see every single one of these. Arda Guler. Bro, they are delivering on the big stage, bro. Hey, culture camps. This is why he's a cult hero, you see? He literally, because I remember, was it the episode last week, he said,
please, I just need one.
Just give me one moment.
Just give me one.
There's one. I hear you, brother. Left foot move.
Mashallah, brother.
My tournament is set. I've done. I've got
you've eaten
at this tournament.
You've had a full meal.
Now the rest is bonus. This is
I'm not allowed to, I begged for that Musiala young player.
Yeah.
If you can get me that player
instead
of a young player,
bro, I think.
I'll be moved.
Have you ever had a
double
player and a young
I don't think we've had a double
winner
before
at the same time in a tournament where someone's won the player of the tournament and the young player of the tournament?
I can't recall.
Musiala?
I can't. Listen,
he's looking like he could.
Let me before we go into the rest of Germany.
Let's see how far Arda can take me. Let's see how far Arda can take me.
You and Turkish, bro. Take us to the promised land.
Let's see how far Arda can take me.
Let me do these super chats quickly. So we got one from Sene in Niger. Apologies if I butchered that. Talk about Yamal for a bit. Love from Norway. Big up Norway. We'll talk about Yamal now. Perth Luxury says, who's playing the worst at the moment? English cricket team or English football team? Wenger was less boring than Southgate. Even Australia beat Denmark. Good day, mate, for real.
Damn.
Aaron Paul K says, my starting 11 for Slovakia. I think we're playing Slovenia, not Slovakia, isn't it? Slovenia. It's Slovenia still, but don't worry, it's an easy mistake to make. It's like Amadou and Andre Onana. Yeah. Pickford, Trent, Stones, Gahey, Gomez, Jude, Rice, Gordon, Foden, Saka, Kane, let Trent invert. Wait. Foden is not a winger.
Trent, Stones.
He's playing Gordon on the left. It's better than what Southgate's playing, I'll tell you that. It's definitely better than what Southgate's got.
Yeah, I prefer that team.
Issa Musa says, Cams, here's some good news for you. OKC just traded Caruso. Bulls got fleeced. Finals run next season. We coming.
For who though?
I think
I just seen it on Twitter. To be fair.
Jaboon says,
I just see it.
Jaboon says,
Caruso for Giddy, Josh Giddy. I'll take that all day. Listen, it's not a basketball show. Sorry, Caruso. We're about to be the Eagle.
Jaboon says Trent goes off for Gallagher. Then Gareth brings on 3 players who all run in behind. Horrid. Plus Rice, Walker, Trippier, LB, and Gallagher 0 creativity. I'm the blue dabba-dee-dabba-da. That's the song, innit? You are clueless if you thought Denmark was going to be an easy match. Only an ignorant English fan would have thought.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah, man.
Let's be serious. No one said it's gonna be easy, but England are the favourites.
Yeah. They should be. Yeah.
They're the favourites. Should we sit here and say Denmark were the favourites?
Nobody's saying England should have won by 5-0 as well. But the way they played, they should look and play like they're the better team, in my opinion, because they have the better players. I'm sorry, that's not wrong to say.
Facts on facts. So let's finish off with Germany.
Bro, Germany.
We spoke about Tony Kroos in the build-up to the tournament, but there's one person we need to mention.
You know what? Gundo the Great. Gundo the Great. Listen, we've seen him coined on this show. Bro, you can call him what you want, but that guy is different. He's getting to that that table where you think, yeah, this guy is up there.
The Great.
Yeah.
Like the half turn for that was it in the first game where Tony Kroos slid him in, and you're just like, bro, this is that genius why you can play in between those lines, those high IQ plays. Facts. And then to find a pass, because I didn't even see it. I don't even know if the cameraman saw that pass, but Havertz saw it.
Facts.
And it was just like, here you go,
Facts.
on a plate for you. But
Facts.
What a player. Him and Tony Kroos to just have like 2 footballing brains like that sitting behind 2 talents like Musiala and Wirtz, and they're running right. And what they're doing as well is similar like what Glasner is doing with Olise and Eze. Pick up these weird half spaces so the fullback can't mark you, the centre-back can't mark you. And then it just allows
and hopefully your centre
Havertz to just
forward
create a bit of
always
chaos.
Been a place to eat.
Bro,
Facts.
Like, and this is what I mean by how long has Nagelsmann been in charge now?
On and off though.
Bro.
Nagelsmann's too advanced to be an international manager.
Here's the thing,
he needs to slow. Go back to club football, bro.
Don't
run from the grind, bro. Go back to club football, bro. He's too advanced for this thing,
gaffer
bro.
to be at a European tournament as well.
He's too advanced, man.
Bro, but this is what I'm talking about. Is Gareth Southgate is young as well. Let's not get it twisted. This is the kind of impact Southgate. This is the kind of impact Southgate should have been having on England.
Let's say what Eddie Howe.
You've seen the past 2 tournaments. What Germany have been, bro. A disgrace of themselves
before the tournament.
And now how they're looking, bro. You wouldn't have imagined that's the same team. That's the same thing you took over.
Facts.
And he's brought some of the old guard back in. He's given some of the new guard. Like, I'll speak on Sane in a second, but he said, no, Project Sane, we've been trying it for a couple of years, sit on the bench. And the stinkers he's been coming on, I'm like, you know what? Nagelsmann has got everything he's done with this Germany team. He's got it spot on.
And it's so good to see how Germany are playing as well, because you look at it, they're putting their fullback tie, letting Musiala and Wirtz just play kind of inside. And the fact that Musiala and Wirtz can play alongside themselves, what are they, 210s that people will say or whatever, they can play alongside.
And
you know what?
They got 2 dogs at centre back. I know you're enjoying the Tara Rudiger show.
Africa. And the thing is, there's no talk about how can they play together. There's no one at the team when you're looking at it, you're thinking, Musiala has the keys. Fuck all that talk, bro.
Listen.
How can you make us the best team possible? And that's what Nagelsmann has discovered or has brought into the Germany team.
Facts.
Fullbacks high, these 2 midfield, causing havoc, and then you've got the ball playing ability of Gundogan and Kroos. That is what you call identifying your team's strengths and maximizing and playing to it. Facts. None of this out of position shit. None of, I need you getting chalk on your boots down here. Or I need you to... None of that. Who's my best players? I'm going to create a system for them to be their best. And Germany are looking very good at the moment.
There's a team that I want to speak about as well. I mentioned them briefly. I want to speak about Spain. In the preview, I said they're one of those teams where it would get to late stages and you go, like, where did they come from? I think this...
That's what they did. That's what they did last Euros.
That's what they did last Euros. But I feel like this Euros, because of like their performances and their exciting talent, it's a bit louder. And you're looking at the performance building, you're thinking there's so much. The first game, Yamal, youngest ever European Euros player ever, 16. He got busy. Today, Nico Williams said, "I'm gonna need some of that. I'm gonna need some of that glory as well."
Yeah.
They're playing good football. You've got Fabio Ruiz restoring the feeling. It's so nice to see all of these
even
things.
Give your boy some flowers, Cucurella, man. He's been putting in...
Bro, after I saw him throw his life on the line in the first game, he threw his life on the line for one block. I said, this is international football. I think
was it the first... he had a
shaky minutes,
shaky moment in the
and
first
then he
game.
got back to it.
I said, water off duck's back. Grimaldo, sit there, bro. Please, fill up my water.
He got back to it. They are looking good, and they're looking like a team that can grow into the tournament. Yamal came off, obviously he's 16, he's doing homework and all this type of stuff, but they are excited. And even with Morata's doing that thing I said in the preview, he might miss chances, but he's busy. Morata's busy. That you can't take away from him.
Silently.
Hate him or love him, the guy's busy. You've got to give it to him.
Bro, do you know what? Fair play to him. And
he's a skipper as well.
He's a skipper this tournament. I think he's obviously the most experienced there, but he's making himself useful. He's making himself a handful. But I think what we said coming into this tournament was Spain this year have something that they don't have in previous tournaments. Previous tournaments, it was control. Those two guys on the wings, we've seen the dynamism that they bring to their team, bro. Dynamism. Dynamism. I gotta stop using big words, man. Let me dumb down my shit, man. They were cooking, man. They got four little brothers over there. They were cooking, man. But they're special. And I'm sorry, but at 16, I will never normalize this, bro.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry.
They got the blacks in.
It's not normal.
Immigration, innit?
We talk about 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 17, 16. And the thing is, I've been hearing he's 16 for like a year now. I'm like, hold on, when's he turning 17? He turned 17, I think, like a month or something. So I'm like, no, legitimate 16. It's absurd. The kid is a grown man, and the technical ability is just...
It's out of this
world.
I think even when you look at... we were talking about Yamal, but obviously we're talking about the impact of both of them. But Nico Williams today, I think he was very, very good. You're looking at Yamal in the first game was killing it, but in this game, I think Nico Williams, bro, like he's linked with a lot of clubs, you know what I mean? And he's one of the players. I think I put him in my 5 to watch when I was with Liège.
The price of the
I think so, because he's somebody that I want to see. Like, there's a lot of talk about him. I don't watch Athletic Bilbao much. Let's see what he can do. And, bro, you can see his qualities. There's the speed. He was going inside as well, outside easy. He can take players on.
That he cut in for.
So, So you're seeing the talent. And that's why, as you mentioned, that's just a different level. That's the difference that Spain have in this particular moment. Because usually, but what I would say is though, the subs.
Yeah.
When they brought them subs on, Italy started getting control of the game, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, there was one.
When I saw Ayoze Perez,
I can't lie to you. I saw Ayoze. I turned to you and I said, bro, is that Ayoze? I said, huh?
I literally did. I said, Mr. Pitchen.
Where the hell? I thought you were dead. I know we went back to Betis yet. I thought you were dead.
Mr. Pitchen.
Bro, like, it's unbelievable. But I want to talk about Fabian Ruiz though. Fabian Ruiz this tournament. I feel like every tournament you get a player who everybody, you know of that player, of course. But then they really step up in the tournament.
Locatelli.
Locatelli, exactly.
You knew of him, and then you saw you like.
Fabian Ruiz. I mean, like there was a lot of talking about him going to PSG, and when he went to PSG. Me personally, I haven't heard too much since he was at PSG. When I watched the games, it's not like he's particularly stood out. But so far in this tournament, he's looking like the standout midfielder in the midfield with Rodri and Pedri. So that's credit to him. And listen, if he's available for any price. So. Any hoes.
I think this year he's played better for PSG compared to previous years, but
in terms
I think
of
taking it to the national team now, and I think with Spain having kind of so many times you've seen their squads come out over the past couple of tournaments, and everyone looks back and goes, this ain't the 2010 team, and it's like, now you're actually starting to see a kind of almost a midfielder that is capable, not of that standard, but of the standard Spain need.
I feel
and
like
require.
With this sort of team, when all of the excitement is going to be on those two wide players, having someone that's competent, because Rodri's competent.
And let's be honest, all the noise in that Spain midfield was meant to be about Pedri.
Yeah.
Chill on my boy, man. Chill on my boy. Chill.
The first game was good.
I really want to say
First game was good.
Yeah, it was
First
cute.
game was good.
It was cute.
Watch this guy close.
I'm just saying.
Watch this guy close.
But at the end of the day,
Fabian Ruiz out here cooking.
ain't he like in his face?
Little
Can't they all coexist? It's in England. It's in England.
All the star boys are turning up. Pedri.
Oh, the first game he cooked. The first game he cooked. I'm not going to let you get away with that one.
Today, all I'm saying is...
Pedri been there, done that, bro.
I'm just saying.
Euros player of the tournament. Young player of the tournament.
When he was tired. And
He
had to run the 70
played
games.
73 games, bro. What is this, bro?
Hey, listen.
He's been there, done that. Can the young boys catch up? What?
In terms of like random tidbits and whatnot, like to mention, we have to discuss. I would keep it for champ and duds, but we have to discuss now. Shaqiri, man. Big Shaq.
No,
we have
bro,
to.
that is even you at home, round of applause for Xherdan Shaqiri, ladies and gentlemen, because when we talk about football heritage, this is the definition of it. When they say international tournament,
stand up for your nation, rep your set. Shaq, Big Shaq.
it's time to rise. He rises. And it's always a banger. It's always a screamer.
Yeah.
It's always something special. A bicycle kick. Something at the top drawer he's got for you every 2 years, bro. I think 6 tournaments in a row now.
6 tournaments in a row. 3 World
Incredible,
Cups,
bro.
3 Euros.
Inevitable.
But listen, lads. Can I address the elephant in the room?
Go on.
Can I address the elephant in the room?
I don't know what the elephant is. But
How good is football without Pepito Guardiola?
Oh. Let's not pretend, guys.
Let's not pretend, people.
Let's not pretend.
How good is football without Pep Guardiola?
And his little copycat mate.
Mikel
And his little copycat mate.
Mikel.
Yeah, all these little spawn-offs, and I'm watching your gaff, a little slaphead over there as well. Yeah, all these little copycat gimmicks. Maresca.
What about your boy Ange? I'm just copying Pep, mate. You know what I mean?
Hey, all of them. Breathe as well. International football, bro. It's like, do you know the feeling that we had?
I'm refreshed.
That last World Cup where you felt like you couldn't miss a game. Genuinely, you were like, the early kickoff. Maybe I can afford to miss it. You missed we're calling it the unemployment work from home slot. You missed that 2 o'clock slot. You might miss the best game of the tournament. Was it Ukraine-Romania? Incredible game. And we've seen so many of those throughout the tournaments. Was it the Georgia game the other day as well? Immense, bro. And I'm like, bro, the
football without Pep, yo.
The amount of long shots we've been seeing. This is the type of football. Personally, I love it. I've said nothing better than a 40-yard thunder bastard.
Remember what they used to say 2030 is going to look like flying cars. That's football without Pep. You know what I mean? Life looks good, bro. The air is beautiful. Bro. It's green. There's no more cars no more. It's just, beautiful. You know what I mean? No pollution. Do you know what's beautiful, bro?
Do you know what's funny about it? In our preview, we were talking about players that we want to like see rise to the occasion at the Euros, and all of them seem to be like Pep influenced players. And it's something that we're going to have to monitor during the tournament to see whether they're able to sort of like assimilate to normal life, because this is how the game should be. But no, I think like away from the Pep line itself, like in this tournament has been super exciting. Copa America starts tonight, I believe. So that would be interesting to see, you know.
Where's the final of the Copa America?
New Jersey, I think. No, Miami.
Excuse me?
How did it get to Miami?
What?
It's in Miami, yeah.
But I remember Japan was competing a couple of years ago.
No, there's no invitation.
Jamaica
I don't know about
this
Copa
year.
America, you know. I remember that, and then there was
when I was growing up, Copa America wasn't that much of a big deal until Messi won.
Well, when they started holding it every year.
Until it was like Messi needs it.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
And now the final is in Miami, conveniently. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm not gonna say too much. You know what I'm saying? I think there's somebody that I think, though, talking about this kind of group of round one and all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we have to talk about this guy.
Go on.
We have to talk about N'Golo Kante.
Mate.
Hey.
What?
In fact, I've got to stand up.
Stand up.
I got to stand up.
Because listen,
let me speak.
First minute, yeah, bro. Within a minute, I promise you, within a minute of seeing 3 touches for him, I said, "Have we got a buyback on him?" Within a minute, I was like, "Wait, what?"
Now you Chelsea fans are nasty. I saw how you lot were acting. Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Go on.
They
Say your
got
piece. Say your
Enzo
piece.
and them, man. They thought life was good.
Enzo.
They thought life was good.
Within a minute, bring him back. Come home.
Go Caicedo.
Go,
Come
you're
home.
gonna
And
say-
got rid of that black boy. Brought in a new black boy.
Come home.
But let me say, bro, N'Golo Kante, yeah, it's mad because there was a point, yeah, with N'Golo when I was like, yeah, listen, Chelsea will have to move on from him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We all remember that.
Remember?
Just before they won the Champions League.
Remember?
No, it was a
Who
little
you
bit before
remember?
that. But
Yeah.
then they won the Champions League where he had that 5-game stretch where it was unbelievable. And it was like, cool.
Superman.
But then even still after that, injuries, you never really got that kind of Kante back. But genuinely, yeah, when I was watching that game today, it literally looked like 2016 Kante. Bro, not only the fact that he was recovering the ball, the fact that nobody wants to go near him, it's the fact that he's still dribbling out of tight spaces. There was one point where I thought he was going to clear it. He did a Cruyff turn. I almost fell off my screen. I was like, whoa, he Cruyff turned me. I was like, yo, what? I thought you were about to clear it. Like, the guy still looks energetic, and obviously nobody's watching him like that in Saudi.
Facts.
But it looks like he's gone away there, kind of got his little respite, and he's come and he said, you know what? I'm going to put on a masterful performance this tournament. And listen, there's all these ballers in the tournament. Kante's one of the players I'm looking forward to watching now, you know?
Do you know what's so crazy? Yeah? As you said, no one's really been watching him in Saudi. Little phase, yeah. Obviously, he's like my Saudi correspondent because he'd be watching the game. He's been like, oh, he's washed. I don't know how he's even got the call up. So I'm seeing Kante in the call up last minute. I'm like,
what's he doing?
Kante?
Are we going to give Deschamps credit for that, though?
Listen,
You have to.
massive credit.
You have to.
But the thing is, you're thinking, oh, maybe he's bringing him as one of the old guard. Maybe he's going to have him as backup. Chouameni,
Man, throw him in
Camavinga will start. Chouameni's injured. So that's where he comes in. And I was like, all right, let me see what he does.
First
Bro, there
few
was
minutes.
a moment. Forget that. There was like, I think it was like the 65th minute or something like that. I'm thinking, you're tired now, surely.
Kept going.
He started the counter-attack and was the fastest player there. I said,
Bro, he
who
said he
is
was
this?
bacon,
And
innit?
why has he rolled back so many years?
Yeah.
I said, nah, he's on some form of, I don't know, PEDs or something.
I genuinely
But
think...
wow. Honestly, it's one of those,
Do you know
have
what
to
the-
salute.
you know
When you
the
look at
sad thing about
Kante, though,
Mbappe
when you
is,
look at him, yeah, like, honestly, when you look at Kante, as in just a whole, who he is as a player, you know we don't like using the words lightly, but Kante is genuinely a generational player, bro.
Facts.
Like, he's genuinely like Kante at his best
He's a one-of-one.
as impactful as all the GOAT midfield, like some of the
Facts.
GOAT
He's a
midfielders we have
one-of-one.
seen. Bro, I've never seen a guy that recovers the game like this. I've never seen a one-man midfield like Kante.
do it by
like,
himself.
forget about generational talent, the term. Actual as a player, the impact that he can make on his team to win a football match from midfield without goals and without assists, it's up there with the best we've ever seen.
you know what? It sounds-
He is genuinely like a freak of nature, bro. And I don't think
Bro,
we'll...
it sounds mad to say,
Bro.
yeah, but you know when you watch Kante at his best, yeah, you look at someone where it's hard to coach what he does. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to coach what Kante does because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because remember back in the day, the whole conversation was like, he's not holding midfield, he's this and that. The reason why it's so hard is because no one can do what he does. He's able to break up play, distribute the ball, travel how many yards. When it's United, he'll score some mad goals. He just does crazy stuff. And that's why it's so crazy to see him at this age in this team when you've got someone that had a great performance in Champions League. You chill. Kante's-
And I think,
but it makes-
and
you know
I
the
think
sad thing
that's the
about
one
it?
thing about him as well is he's always not been credited for the footballer that he
Yeah.
is. He's always been credited for
rate,
like
work
the
rate,
passing,
work rate, work
the
rate.
passman. But I feel like there's so many times he shows more
Driving
than what
with
he's
the ball.
driving with the ball,
Facts.
and I'm like, yo, I really don't feel like he gets the credit he deserves.
It's the
And
Yaya
as you
Toure
said,
syndrome.
that kind of that generational thing, for me, I think it's the uniqueness
so
of his
unique.
profile, where I'm like, bro, for so many years, people are calling him a DM. He's
not a DM.
You call him an 8, he's not your traditional 8, if you like, but he's just such a unique profile. It's like literally a one of one, in my opinion. And to get that kind of reminder at this tournament where we're talking about all these young stars and all these up and coming guys coming through, one of the old guys to still be like, don't forget me, brothers. I am still here. Do you know what I mean? So
as I was watching
credit
that
to him,
Kante
man.
performance, yeah, I was just at home. I just started doing this. I was so sad, man.
Man said, pull one out.
Labil, man. Labil. I look up front. So I look at all of these players. I'm like, Labil.
Yeah.
What should have been? It breaks my heart, man.
Hey, man.
It breaks my heart.
And everybody remembers last Euros, man.
Bro, it breaks my heart, man.
Hey, man.
It breaks my heart.
What could have been?
You got Mbappe with the mask. It's so funny. I saw someone tweet.
We're playing them tomorrow.
I think they said something like he's the first person to put on a mask
and lose aura.
We said Osimhen, Rudiger, Cesc, everybody elevates,
Diego Costa.
Bro,
the thing is, though, we're playing them tomorrow, and honestly, I
I
think it's gonna be one of those you have to get on. I know I jokingly say all the time, let him know you're there early type of thing. But you actually have to let Mbappe know you're there early.
Remember what I said about Kevin Danso?
I'm re-breaking his nose.
Freeze, I'm saying give me that switch ball as early as you can. I'm not going head, arms or whatever. You will feel my chest though. You will feel me, I promise you.
We have conversations about defense centre-backs all the time. Remember I've always said Kevin Danso is like Rudiger light. One of these guys here where it's anything and anything. So it didn't surprise me that not only did he break his nose, he then posted pictures of it on Grab afterwards. I said, because sometimes, word to Kendrick, sometimes you got to pop out and show brothers. You have to. That just real talk. So that doesn't surprise me, but it'll be interesting to see because I feel like you lot have a good side. Obviously, Root had to come on,
Hey, you know what?
Root, Hey,
because certain man trying to laugh at
nah. Even me. I saw his name on the team sheet for the tournament. I said, what are we still doing here, bruv? You can't be ringing them from last tournament.
What's Memphis on, though, bro? With the headband that says number 10. I think behind it, he says something like, they don't care. Or the back of it says something like, they don't care. I'm like, bro, who you hating?
You know, there's sometimes...
He's always beefing something.
Yeah,
Who you hating?
You know, sometimes with Memphis, I'm like, bro, you do some corny shit that makes it so hard to defend you.
What was that thing that he posted about him and Drake? He said something like, me and
this shit ain't fame, this ain't clout, this is fame, or something like that. There's so many things he does where you're just like, bro, you're not a rapper. Just relax, play football, lead the line. Just be a good, be a good attacking.
A good footballer, Inspire the youngest.
He can be a good footballer. And I'm thinking, especially after the season you've had, come international tournament, remind him who you are. Man wants to be doing up drip and I'll be honest with you, he was useless in that game.
Would you start him next game? Would you start him against France?
I think
when you're looking at backline of Saliba and I think you need a bit of
physicality. Are you telling Memphis to shop and dribble?
Unless you're bringing in a Xerxes. Say that again?
Are you telling Memphis to shop?
No, but what it means is if you take him out, bring Weghorst in, who I think is better off as an impact. You don't want that kind of
you don't want him to start the whole game.
I don't. I like him as a last 10 minutes, launch the ball up top. Otherwise, it's Xerxes. Xerxes just coming back off an injury. He ain't really played.
Tell me about Xerxes because it's looking like he's coming to my football club. I want to know why if he's so good, why is he not starting for a Netherlands team who are desperate?
He's coming back from injury.
No, but he wasn't even going to get in the squad.
He's not a goal scorer, in my opinion. That's the reason why I don't think he will feel the...
Because when Man United fans are too on a player, it puts me off.
And the reason why I think United fans are getting excited is they're looking at Højlund and thinking he's a pure 9. He can kind of be the link man for in between. Because his link-up play, his close control, his dribbling, his technical ability, he is there. He's like your typical Dutch footballer, I'll be real with you.
Like Martial?
No, but I would say the Martial fan base, he is going to absorb them within a second. I'm telling you.
You might think it's
you might not like it.
See how Adeyemi is on the transition, dangerous and can be lively and can get goals. Zerxky reminds me of that sometimes. Sometimes the goals where he's coming through and goal and everything, like he looks like a live wire. But I get why you say that he's not a goal scorer.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at him and expecting goals, that's where the issue comes in. I would look at him as like a link man. Yeah. Similar like a Dybala. You're going to expect some goals, and there'll be some great goals in there as well. But
you can't rest all of your output.
You have to have someone else who scores the goals. And the problem is you bring him in. I don't know if I can Gakpo, credit to him as well. He turns up. Both international tournaments been the first goal scorer, and I thought he played really well last game as well, man of the match. But he's someone we're going to rely on as well in attack. And then on the other side, I think Xavi Simons for me is not a right winger. That's where I feel like maybe if you want to move Memphis to the right, move Xerxes maybe there, try him there. That's where you kind of switch things up. But Xavi needs to move to midfield because that midfield is vacant.
I've got someone.
France is coming tomorrow, brother. Mbappe with the mask.
No, but just quickly before we move on. Everyone's talking about the young players of the tournament. We're talking about Pedri. We're talking about Musiala, all the vets and stuff. what is the situation as a Dutchman with Xavi Simons? He's like, what is his?
He is the one.
Because for me, when I'm looking at it, if something feels like he's out of position. Like
he
doesn't
is.
look like he's
not a right winger.
Yeah, he doesn't look like
he hasn't played right wing for RB Leipzig.
So what's going to happen with
now?
him?
It's almost like he's been shoehorned into that to try and see if he can do the job. I think last game showed he is not in my opinion direct enough to be a right winger.
Yeah.
He's better linking the play and being on the ball. And I feel like in midfield we lack that. As good as Shouting was defensively, I thought Reinders was really good driving with the ball.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should have the other two there.
Yeah.
Have Xavi in there with either Shootens and Reinders. That's the trio I would kind of go with.
All right, cool. I've got to discuss someone before we start going. Romelu Lukaku.
Hey, your bet for top goal scorer before the tournament, yeah?
He could have cashed it in one game.
Your bet, let's not forget that part,
He
yeah?
could have cashed it in
Let's not
one
forget
game.
that part, yeah?
He could have cashed it in one game.
Hey, as soon as I saw the first list, I messaged him.
He could have cashed
I said,
it
hey, this is
in
your
one
pick, yeah?
game.
He
could have scored. He could have scored 6
last
goals.
Euros, bro. I learnt my lesson.
He could have scored 6 goals, bro. He had 2 goals disallowed. He could have scored 6 goals.
You see him and Trossard. Hey, they were making me laugh, bro. Like both wanted to be the hero, but life was telling them you're not that.
No,
guy,
but what's Lukaku's problem? On big man thing, what is Lukaku's problem?
But this is what I was saying.
You know what
though,
Lukaku's problem is? Lukaku's problem is the over-exaggeration of after he misses. If he missed and just carried on, as normal, got back, it's the...
Oh my God.
It makes everything so dramatic. It makes it a meme-worthy moment. It makes it the next one is gonna come. He's gonna miss.
It's this as well.
And it's
the telling people to pass.
Pass to me, pass to me.
Brother, you just missed 3. I'm not passing to you.
Yeah, bro.
I'm taking my chances.
Yeah, man. There has to be a normalism about it. We're used to this, Lukaku. We've seen you do this in the Champions League final. We've seen you do this at a World Cup. Euros, you think you're gonna surprise us? No.
You know what it's about Lukaku?
Normal.
Like I was saying, so I forgot. Somebody mentioned it one time. It's like, you get on his day players. Yeah. On his day. Paul Pogba on his day.
On his day.
That guy, shout out to that guy. That says,
on his day.
On his day.
His day.
Luis Nani on his day.
On his day.
Like, he was like Ronaldo last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Them man.
Charisma.
But you get some players off their day, off his day, Lukaku. He is. Bro, tell me some. So, a chat as well. Yeah. Tell me some off his day all-time bad players. Because I'm sorry, Lukaku off his day genuinely looks like one of the worst footballers you will ever lay your eyes on, bro. Oof. Off his day players. Do you guys have any off his day players?
Someone said Giroud.
Giroud off his day.
He's up there. He's up there.
Off his day.
I can't lie, he's up there.
Yeah. Off his day.
Morata's a good one.
Morata is another good one.
Yeah.
Yo.
Morata's a good one.
Chelsea. Once you get that blue in your system, yo, it's like a symbiote. Can't get it out.
Someone said Higuain.
Hey, Higuain as well.
Bro, there are generally some players, that off their day, it's like they can ruin your whole football team. Some people are like, but off their day, I think Harry Maguire has that kind of syndrome as well.
Yeah.
Off his day, it's like
someone said Lacazette.
Tyrus Bramble. Off the, you're good players, but off your day, you can literally cost the whole.
Sterling.
Wow.
Wow. That's a great one.
Raheem off his day. He ain't squaring it. He's missing 4.
Miss kicking,
bro.
Penalty getting missed.
Free kickers going to the moon.
Mate.
Yo,
it's crazy. I want to ask you something though. Throughout this tournament, I feel like every international tournament as well, we all discover players, or there might have been players that have been on our radar, we've heard reports about, but now you're watching them. Who have been, and in the chat as well, I want to know, who has been some of the players that you lot didn't know about, but you've seen throughout the tournament, you're like, rah, I like that kid. My one, the Georgian striker, Mikutadze. I know he went Ajax earlier in the season, and then I saw him at Metz score a few goals. You know, Liga 1 highlights.
It pops up. He looks decent.
My man, yeah?
He looks decent.
Bro, I was watching Georgia thinking, Kvara, come on, time to shine. Kvara's the face of the campaign. He's the MVP, bro. I'm telling you. He has moved me a lot. The way he's played in this tournament so far, I've liked him.
You know what? I don't actually know the guy's name. Though.
I need to get my guy's name up.
That kind of goes to your point. I don't know his name, but that guy that scored the banger for Romania, he was balling that game, bro.
Aye.
Every time he got the ball, it was nice. I was like, okay.
Thank you.
Is that his name?
Stanku, I think it is.
Listen, I don't even know what club he plays for. I don't really know of him.
Speaking of that Romania game, though,
I've got two.
Let me speak on my dog, Dragusin.
But let me answer your question. We go to your
dogs.
So I've got two. They're both like, if you watch Serie A, like you probably know them. But Lobotka and Duda.
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, I feel like Lobotka's
well known amongst the hipsters.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the mainstream though, he put on a show.
I was like, wait, I'm sure I've seen this guy. And I went to go look. I said, I've seen Serie A. I said, this prison warden shift on KDB. I said, you know what? Fair play, man.
And you know what? Even though he plays in the Premier League, and he plays for Bournemouth, that Kirkes.
Milos Kirkes.
Yeah, I know.
We've
been saying all season.
He thinks of us as well. Like, I'm just learning more about him. He looks like he's got a good one.
Dennis Mann's another one.
Yeah, for Romania.
Dennis Mann was cooking.
Minaj for Albania. Has looked decent. Someone said. Someone in the comment. Jesse W says Calafiori. Now this one, I know he conceded the own goal today, and you know. He's the new aura, man.
Yeah.
His aura force fields couldn't stop that one today. And after the first game, I'll be honest with you, I was looking on the other side and I saw Bastoni score a goal, make a bunch of great tackles, bring the ball out of play. And I was like, Bastoni was the one that stood out for me. But I think because he kind of suited the headband, the Maldini aesthetic, everyone started talking about, hey, the aura on this guy. And I was like, what fucking aura are we talking about here? Huh? Do you not just fancy him low-key? So, Jesse, I ask you, do you fancy Calafiori?
What is it?
Or has he really impressed you?
What is it?
I'm actually curious. Like, because I think he's decent. But I don't think he's like crazy, you know, oh my God, he needs to be signed up this summer. But I don't know. He's one I'm seeing a few people have mentioned.
This is your moment. Your boy was cooking.
Keenan Yildiz.
Yeah, but Yildiz
Who's that?
There you go. You see? Yeah. No, that's the left winger for Juve.
Yeah.
But like you got Arda Guler who's getting all the credit on this side. He was cooking as well.
But they're like I'd call them like a dub isn't it? But yeah, go on.
What?
Your boy. Give him his flowers. Douglason.
Oh, no, I already said, bro. Like he put on a real men's performance. You know what I mean? Like that was one for the age. Big, strong men, as you said. You know what I'm saying? That was putting your country on your back, bro. And I think against the Ukraine team that people have talked about so many potential. Sudakov is the new name that everybody's
like Mudryk is over, man.
Mudryk hype.
No, it's over. It's over.
Who warned you guys? Who warned you guys? Who warned you guys?
But it was like
from the minute he stepped and I saw overhype, overcooking 37-year-old Milner while he's fresh legs. I said, I'm on him. I'm on this guy, bro. I'm on this guy from the jump.
I thought Romania made them look very, very ordinary, bro. And I think there have been a few teams that have been surprised. I know Albania haven't always got the results as well, but I thought their second performance as well. Very unlucky to give away both goals, but the way they're just catching, man. First 20 seconds, you're asleep.
What?
Give you one.
Can we, again, why do we keep escaping the elephants in the rooms? Like, why are we doing this?
What are we doing?
Why are we doing this? No, but why are we not being honest on this platform? I thought this platform was about truth.
What are we doing?
Can we please address the elephant in the room? We just tried to talk about Lukaku and skip over,
Oh, KDB.
Thank you very much. Wow. Can we talk about Kevin De Bruyne for once, please?
KDB.
Luke Fuad, because that's your GOAT. When is he going to step up? When is he going to step up for Belgium?
Bro, who's plating Lukaku for all them chances?
You're going to try to tell me that Kevin De Bruyne was balling?
Bro, Kevin De Bruyne might not have been balling, but he did his job.
What's his job?
Listen,
what's his job?
Trying to plate my teammates. If Trossard wants to fluff his lines, if Lukaku wants to fluff his lines, guys want virtuoso performances. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen like that.
Arda Guler get the ball and say, "This is my country." Kevin, rise!
If you thought that,
rise!
So are you saying that second performance from Kevin De Bruyne was bad?
Mid.
Nah, you lot really want to get De Bruyne out of here. You don't really want to get De Bruyne out of here.
What standards do you hold? What standards do you hold Kevin De Bruyne to? Like, listen, you're talking about GOAT. Hold him to a higher standard. You're gonna walk away, bro. He wouldn't even be in. Kevin De Bruyne wouldn't even be in your seat. Wait,
it will always be a mark.
If we did an A team, B team, C team of the Euro so far, Kevin De Bruyne wouldn't be in any of your teams, bro. This is your GOAT midfielder, bro.
No,
step up.
Relax.
Step up. I walked into this tournament.
You say
You're one to watch.
Specify Premier League GOAT, please.
Who?
Don't say GOAT midfielder.
This is your GOAT. No.
We've got segmented goats.
This is your GOAT.
This is the nasty work. This is why we gotta stop giving this guy alcohol. I'm telling you. This is what happens. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. We gotta stop giving man alcohol. This is what happens.
Separation of character. That's too funny.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Late night stream time.
Kevin De Bruyne. We are watching you close. Who Belgium got next?
Let me try and find
Because listen, now if I have to get to a micro-analysis point, it'll get serious, bro. Don't let me get to that point.
Let's not forget this is the same group Cam said Croatia was going to win, yeah?
When?
Before.
I didn't say they're going to win.
You
I
did.
said they're going to
you remember? Oh, Kansas gets that, don't he?
second.
He's gassing up Croatia.
What's that got to do with Kevin De Bruyne? This is what happens. Wait, as he said, let me speak. Let me talk. Let me talk.
They've got Romania.
They've got Romania next. Stanku's going to put one on Kevin De Bruyne's head, bro.
Listen.
Stanku.
Hey, listen, before we go, Portugal, we haven't really mentioned them at the moment. And you're speaking about young players, of course, amazing story. Imagine your dad scored a hat trick.
They were getting on to me for that. You know, because some of us were alive when his pops were still playing. Yeah. Portugal, Sergio Conceição. Obviously, I tweeted out. Obviously, his dad scored a Euro 2000, scored a hat trick against Germany. Yeah. It's one of those, weird childhood memories you just remember.
Everyone's like, brother, why do you remember that?
How do you remember this? I'm like, his son just scored now, 24 years later. This is crazy.
When he had
the Porto gaffer.
Wrong person. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so the Porto gaffer this year, that's his dad basically.
Yeah.
But to come on, obviously, last minute
And get the goal.
when the team needs it as well, I felt like Portugal were decent in spells as well. I can't lie to you, I was surprised by the midfield, by their formation. I like the double pivot of Bruno and Vitinha. Vitinha was balling.
No. I want Bruno closer to goal.
Roberto Martinez, this is not pro clubs.
I don't know what it was. Bro, that brother was
clubs.
playing Shaolin soccer. He
No,
was
but can you-
swing, ching, ching, passes I didn't know.
Yeah, Bruno.
I love it, man. Nah, bro, he was slicing and dicing that baby.
No, but Roberto Martinez has to stop this pro club stuff, man. You know when you look at certain...
The Nuno Mendes Cancelo thing,
Why was that?
Gallo, centre-back.
It's like, why are you doing this? Like, why? Like, this is a choice. This is a choice you're making. Why are you making things? It's the Paul Merce thing. The video about Paul Merce speaking about Roberto Martinez. When he said it's Men in Black.
Yeah.
I looked at the lineup. I said this is exactly what it is because he gets away with shit like that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, hold on. But you know what? No, not even. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's not like exciting enough for me to spend a lot of time.
No, it's a pep thing.
Even when Bernardo Silva's on great form, it's kind of just like, wow, he's that underrated key cog in the team. So I'm not even going to talk about him. Yeah, he's always been poor for Portugal as well. I don't know why they keep insisting on him when you have someone like Pedro Neto on the bench. But for me, I walked into this tournament again. Everyone's going to be talking about Cristiano. Everyone's going to be talking about Bruno. But I got to see something from Rafa Leao, mate. I got to see something from Rafa Leao. Because the standards that he's held to, the conversations that he's put in, is the top level. And these are the moments where I'm looking at it, I'm like, Leao, you know what I mean? Someone like that, he'll get hooked and you just won't even know it happened. He'll get hooked and then it's another day, you'll watch him, he'll cook someone and then we see a highlight that some guy on Twitter makes and it looks nice and we're saying, wow, Rafa Leao, he's next to explode.
Yeah.
When's it coming, please? Like, that's my question. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Pause on that. Whoa!
Man said exploded to the coming.
These guys are childish, man. These guys are childish.
Sorry, man. It's too
These guys
late.
are childish.
Too late in the night. Sorry.
But
I do hear what you're saying. And I thought that as well. It's like against Kufal as well.
Ain't he the next superstar in the game?
I'm like,
ain't Rafael Leao the next 110 million pound player?
He should be almost like the.
He's 25. He's not 21.
Kufal should be leaving that game like. I need to leave the game before the game leaves
me. Yeah.
And instead I was like, right, Kufal still got some legs in him, looking like a young Zabaleta. I was like, what? But Rafael Leao, he has to step up for me the rest of this tournament. Like, if you're talking about Kevin De Bruyne and other players have to step up, I feel like he has to step up. Because you can't rely on a 37-year-old Ronaldo to dig you out. Jota to always come on for the Hail Mary or something like that. Conceição, well done, you've done your thing, but I don't know if he's got that in his
It shouldn't be your job. It shouldn't be your job.
He is someone who, in the attacking department, I think, anyway.
So has to stand up.
And when you've got guys who are feeding you like Vitinha and Bruno,
you have to stand
up.
There's no excuses. You don't have excuses.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the whole Cristiano Ronaldo discussion? Should he be dropped? What do you guys think?
I didn't think he was that bad in the game, to be fair.
I
thought he was decent.
I feel like once you made a decision, it's very hard to go.
I think you should always give it 2 games.
Yeah. He's got to do the same
against
thing.
it.
He's got to give it 2 games.
Yeah.
If
And
it
then
doesn't
from
work,
there,
I don't see anything.
Because if you change it now, you will not know peace. You will not know peace.
But I
There'll be
find it
division
funny
come.
seeing all these people talk about Cristiano, and then watch Harry Kane and excuse it. I don't get it. What's the difference? In the box, they're sharpshooters, ain't they? So why don't people give Cristiano Ronaldo this grace that they be giving Harry Kane?
That's true.
Does Cristiano need better players around him? Or maybe Cristiano needs Raheem Sterling and Rashford to declare for Portugal, and then they'll be good, and he'll turn up. I don't get it. I don't get that, to be honest. Like 37-year-old Cristiano plays exactly like 31-year-old Kane.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Before
one thinks he can drop deep, the other just knows his limitations. You know what I'm saying? But
it's uncomfortable.
that'll be another
still.
discussion. You know.
Before we go,
in the puds.
I'm not gonna say
I
too
don't
much.
like how they're making my guy Modric look out there still, but it is what it is.
Hey, man.
I won't say too much.
Who's your guy?
Modric. I don't like the way they're making
Hey,
him look,
listen, he's old, man.
I don't like
It's
seeing
okay,
it, man.
man.
It's
okay,
like
man.
you know, like when you see like the old lady that walks to the
Euros,
shop.
Croatia, this is what you expect, I guess.
Like you want to help
You know?
them get to the shop and whatnot. Like someone help him, please. Like don't let him stand out there. Like,
Yeah.
No.
help him. But listen, man, that's all for this week's episode. We'll be back very soon. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I don't think we'll do champs and duds because we kind of like summated that. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you lock in. Make sure you follow the personals because everyone's doing a lot of stuff.
Facts. Make sure tomorrow, actually, for the Netherlands-France game, I will be doing a watch-along for that. So
Where can they find it?
Fad Kadani on YouTube. Come on, man.
Boom,
Just
boom,
type my
boom,
name
boom,
in.
boom.
Be
Cam,
there.
what do you need to
No matter
plug?
what.
I'll be doing a watch along, I think, with him. He's coming to the crib.
Come on, baby.
He's pulling up. So
House
we do-
party. Party at
I
Cam's.
might even put it on Twitch behind.
You know what
We're
I'm
doing
saying?
2 at the same time.
Hey, you
listen.
say order some Somali grub?
Yeah, why not?
Come, bro. Little mukbang. Yeah, tune in for that as well, man.
Wait, I got to eat the
Gotta
rice,
eat with
man.
your hands, straight
Rice
up.
and
What's the
banana.
technique? So I
Bro,
got
like this.
and do
It's
I have
like
to...
pound yum.
It's all 3.
Yeah.
What, pound
The
yum?
rest is scoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Like-
My whole hand?
It's
Yeah.
like
Pound
this
yum.
is this is
In
your-
my palm.
Yes. Pincer.
Pincer,
Scoop like that.
Scoop.
And then what you?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
What?
matting.
It's a one-time motion.
That's a matting.
Come on, bro. We'll
Come on,
run
man,
through this
listen.
tomorrow. We'll work through this tomorrow. Don't worry.
2024. Let's have a little bit of class about it. Maybe I'll do it like, you know,
Nah.
like this.
We don't be doing none of that pounded
stuff.
yam and a goosey soup stuff. Nah.
Man,
Wait, you man eat the rice like this? That's a lot of carbs, bro.
Scoop.
That's a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
So how many like scoops you reckon you eat like a normal
You see how
portion?
man I built?
So you're
Hey.
Like,
End the
share,
show, man.
like, share, subscribe. We'll be back next week still.